Yeah. Yes, so we can begin. As I said, you're welcome to introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know what company or organization you're representing today. Yes, so Ecowarrior Awards is an initiative by Ecotourism Kenya that exists to appreciate and showcase exemplary actions and in responsible tourism in an effort to appreciate efforts that are being done and also encourage the uptake of sustainability or sustainable tourism, sustainable practices in the travel, hospitality, and conservation sectors of tourism. And we have been doing this since 2002. And in 2024, that was annually. Then in 2024, we changed the format from annual to skipping 1 year. So we did not host it last year, and we are hosting it this year. Yes. So the awards exist to inspire businesses in the sector, in the tourism sector in Kenya, to adopt sustainable practices, so that the positive benefits of tourism can be felt, while we are minimizing the negative effects of tourism on the environment, economy, as well as the local community. Yes, there's a submission fee for non-members, that is 3,000. That they are expected to pay after they have sent in their submission. Tourism Kenya members is free for application for those who are paid up members across the membership categories, and we are allowing members who have been paid up since 2024 to 2026. Those who have not been renewing, or rather who stopped renewing in 2023 and older years, will be expected to pay the submission fee of 3,000 shillings. Yes, the application is currently open, and we have started receiving submissions. The deadline for the awards is 31st July this year, 5 p.m. So you have ample time to make your submission or your application to work on it. We have various subcategories that you can choose from, and you are welcome to make your application. Yes. Yes. So we take a look at what we have been doing for some of the years we have been active, but we don't go too far. We started with 2017, where we looked at SDGs. Right? We go back SDGs, and the theme is sustainable tourism, a tool for development. And then the following year, we looked at protecting culture and heritage. And then in 2019, we narrowed in on tourism and green jobs, a better future for all. Then in 2022, we were rethinking tourism, celebrating change makers in the tourism value chain. Then in 2023, we looked at sustainable tourism, a brighter future for people, planet, and profit. Then at the last edition, in 2024, we went back to the SDGs, where we are realizing sustainable development goals through sustainable tourism. Yes, and we've been able to not only reach to our members, but also non-members to be able to participate in this initiative. And it's been worthy. Yes, so we have carried out 17 editions. This year is the 18th edition, and collectively we've had 149 categories, and so 149 award winners, and we've been able to get the support from both public and private partners, about 50, and we are also looking towards also increasing our collaboration. Yes, so why Ecowarrior Awards? What is the value that we are seeing with this initiative? Is that we are recognizing excellence because it's an initiative that that is appreciating the efforts of tourism players that are putting in effort, consistent efforts in responsible tourism, and it is also inspiring industry-wide change, not only within tourism but also with the cross-cutting sectors. We are also amplifying visibility to enable the awardees or the Ecowarriors to apply for the grants, apply for partnerships, and to stand out as innovators. We are strengthening credibility that when you are selling your services or your products and you are claiming to be eco-conscious, you're claiming to be sustainable, the awards is helping you back that up. So it's giving you that credibility. Through the awards, we are celebrating community impact so that it is not forgotten that you do have that social impact, that you engage with the communities in the destinations that you operate in. We are supporting conservation of the various and diverse biodiversity Kenya boasts of. And we are encouraging healthy competition so that travelers, that is the guests who are becoming more and more sustainability conscious, that you are able to stand out or, to prove yourself that you're offering both high quality, you're offering luxury, but not at the expense of the planet or even the people. And so in the broader future, in the broader aspects, we are trying to also shape the future of tourism, that we are not only focusing on the profit, not the bottom line, but we are trying to push for other metrics in sustainability that can count as success. Yes, and overall, we are trying to build that Kenyan collective pride of what we are offering, both to Kenyan travelers, regional travelers, international travelers, that what we are offering is not, it is caring for the environment, it is caring for the people where we serve and also who serve the guests. Yes. We have been privileged to where we announced the winners at their award gala ceremony in October. We've been privileged to have notable industry practitioners to grace the event and award the winners. We've had Dr. Paula Kaumu, who's going to direct. We also have Najib Balala, also from the ministry. We've had representative of the Ministry of Environment as well as NASCO. Yes. You can apply. I mentioned the fee. Please allow me to repeat that. It is free for paid up Ecotourism Kenya members from the years 2024 to 2026. Older years will be expected to pay the non-EK member fee, which is 3,000 shillings, and it is applicable after you have submitted your applications. So you have that room to just apply for it. Yes, so we are targeting, the categories are targeting the tourism value chain, those who directly work with guests, but also those who are taking the entire sector. We have tourism businesses, the travel agents, the tour operators, the community-based tourism enterprises. We have green businesses. We have conservancies. We have parks. We have sanctuaries. We have the training institutions. We have the conservation organizations, and even to the individual levels. The guides can apply, the professionals working in different capacities can apply, the students as well, provided that they are, fitting in the subcategory that they are applying for. Yeah. So the theme for this year is honoring innovations for responsible journeys. We have 10 categories and 17 subcategories. Yes, and the edition is reflecting the spirit of transformation, the spirit of innovation, creativity towards practicing responsible tourism practices within our operations, behind the scene, also when the guest is there, and even post that guest experience, how are we dealing with that is what we want to look at this year. Yes, so let's look at those categories. Yes, so the accommodations category has 4 subcategories. One will look at decent work practices. The other will look at responsible communications and marketing. We have one on guest experiences and then one on farm-to-table innovation. This category is open to sustainably certified accommodation facilities. Previously, it was only open to eco-rated facilities, but we have opened it up to so that the eco-rated facilities are also competing with other sustainability certifications. Yes, so eco-rated facilities are members; they will not be required to pay. Any other will be required to, prove that they have that sustainability certification, and then also pay the 3,000 shilling. Yes. Then we have community-led initiatives. This one is open for community-based tourism enterprises and community-based tourism organizations. We have green suppliers category. So this one is open to those offering environmental friendly products and services to tourism businesses. Therefore, accommodation facilities cannot apply in this category. Yeah, so the background image is showing some cutlery or like the toothbrushes that the hotels or the resorts usually use. So that there's that distinction. And there's a document that outlines that difference to be able to guide the applicant to know where best to apply. Yes. And then we have a new category, the heritage sites category. This one is open to any site that is noted to be, to host or take care of either natural or cultural heritage. Yes. So the museums can apply, even parks can apply. It is not limited to UNESCO accredited sites. Any heritage site in Kenya can apply. And then we have the individuals category that there's two subcategories. One is the guides. Any kind of guide can apply, whether you're under KPSGA, whether you are freelance, whether you're a safari guide, a driver guide, a city guide, you are eligible to apply, provided you operate in Kenya. And then also photographers are eligible to apply for their subcategory. And then we have the restaurants category. Yes, this is also a new category we have not looked at before, but we're very interested to engage more players in the tourism and hospitality value chain. So restaurants will also have their space this year, and we're looking really forward to it. There are restaurants that are established within hotels, and they can make their submission for this category, provided they fill the requirements that are outlined in the category description document that we will go through, but they are eligible to apply. Standalone restaurants or restaurants within hotels are eligible to apply. Then we have the technology companies, the tech businesses that are service oriented, and they provide this service to tourism businesses. Yes, so their clientele has to have a significant number of tourism businesses, and they have to be 2 years old to be able to apply. We'll also go through that at the category description document. Then we are also engaging tourism bodies. We have two categories. One is focusing on the government agencies that work in tourism, that work in wildlife. So those state departments, they have to have been set within the constitution. And then we have member associations. Now that's the private sector side. They are eligible to apply. We are also an association, but we are not eligible to apply. For obvious reasons, we are a host of the awards. Yeah. Then we have the cooperators category, coming in with 3 subcategories. We have ecosystem restoration initiatives, responsible communications and marketing, and then we have visitor experience. Yes. Are the 9 categories that are open for the public to apply. And then the 10th category is outstanding member from the years 2024 to 2026. This is a special category. It is specific for Ecotourism Kenya members, and it will be vetted and assessed by the Tourism Kenya Secretariat. So it is not open for submission. Basically, we will be going through what members have been engaging in the programs or activities across the line, a set of criteria that also conform with the theme. Yes. So this is just to let you know. Yes. So allow me to go through the category description document. I hope we are doing well. Are we doing well? The sound is good. I'm not moving too fast.
We are okay, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you, Kila. Yes. So this document, yes, I have displayed the document there. I hope it is visible now. Okay, for the award category description, and it is going through every category and the subcategory, describing what the category will be looking for, and also outlining assessment factors that will guide both the applicant and also the judges. Yes. And then the sections with the colors outline documents the applicants are meant to apply to submit for, the documents they're meant to submit for. For example, the accommodation facilities will be required to show or to share a copy of their TRA license, valid TRA license, valid NEMA license, or land lease agreements, as well as their sustainability certification, if they're not eco-rated or within the eco-rating certification. Yes. And then we have the community-led initiatives will be required to show their legally binding certificate that registered them, whether it's certificate of incorporation, a permit. I understand the government body that was issuing their license changed last year. So we will accept the one that is valid, issued by the relevant government body. So you should go through this document to know the first thing that you meant to submit, even before you go and check your, you start filling in your application form. And then we have the green suppliers that is meant for businesses providing products or services to tourism businesses. And those tourism businesses are outlined in the TRA license classes. So there is that distinction I mentioned earlier. So tour operators, accommodations cannot apply to this category. It is only meant for businesses offering environmentally and socially responsible products and services to businesses that are registered in the TRA license class. So they are meant to offer their business permits or the certificate of incorporation. Yes. And then we have heritage sites as well. The relevant license and permits will be required for the application. Then we have individuals. Individuals here, they're open. We'll just have to check if they're Kenyans. And then photographers are required to submit a portfolio of their work relevant to this subcategory, indicating that they are inspiring responsible journeys. The photographer subcategory is open to Kenyan and African based. Then we have restaurants open to those either solely registered or operating within a hotel. They are required to still submit either their business permits, their TRA licenses, as they are also in the TRA license classes. Then we have the tech companies who must be operating for a minimum of 2 consecutive years. They are also required to offer their legal registration documents, which can be either business permit or the certificate of registration. Then we have tourism bodies, the state agencies. They're the ones listed in the Tourism Act, the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act, Environmental Management and Coordination Act, Public Finance and Management Act. Then we have the member associations. Any member association that are working in travel, hospitality, events, environment, and conservation are open to apply. Then we have the tour operators, then they will be required to offer a valid TRA license. Yes, so you can go through this document at your own time to know exactly what the subcategory is seeking after, as well as the metrics, the assessment factors on the right corner that are to guide you in your overall application. Those metrics more defined will also guide the judges. You know what they are looking for in the application forms. Yes, so we can get back to the other presentation. Yes, so the award process. So this is the award process. It is a long year process, and it begins with the criteria development, where we get to select the theme based on where the industry is at, based on research, based on also feedback that we collect from members and the previous edition's applicants. And then we develop now the category, we select the categories, and we start working on what we are looking at, gathered by the selected theme. We also select judges because the awards are third party evaluation system. We start nominating team of judges who work in travel, hospitality, environment, conservation sectors that have an notable experience and number of years, and they are able to provide expertise to guide us and also to use in the assessment process. Then we have we have the call for application, which is ongoing now, and it includes the information session, which you are part of. So after you have made your applications, we will go through all the submissions we have received to note who has met the requirements that have been outlined in the document we have just gone through. If they have filled their form and they have sent the supporting documents, and if they have met all those three things, we'll be going through a checklist later. Then we will be able to come up with a long list, and then we will announce the long list. Then between the long list and the short list is where now the judges are really involved, because now we are allocating the submissions in their various subcategories to specific judges. So one application is going through either 2 to 3 hands of judges to come up with an average, and that takes quite about time. So about 2 months, they will have that time to go through the applications. And then we're also involving a chief judge to also be guiding the process. And he or she will be able to guide us now to come up with the ones who have met the criteria. And the criteria for that is 50 marks for you to actually make it to the short list. So she or he is the one who actually provides the secretariat with that short list. And then we announce it. And then between the period of the shortlist to the winners, the chief judge again is engaged to come up with the top 3, going through to make sure the top 3 are actually deserving of their marks and that position that they are seemingly placed at. If not, then the judges will be re-engaged to re-evaluate the submissions or applications to make sure that all is in order. But the final decision, the final winners list is decided upon by the chief judge. So how are we applying? Well, to go to the Ecowarrior Awards website, select the relevant category of interest that you'd like to apply for. Some categories have subcategories, others don't. And then you go to the documents of categories and key terms description to see the eligibility requirements and important aspects that will be assessed in the selected category. Then you locate the relevant application form on the website. Then you download it. Yeah, and then you fill the application form. We'll be going through that part. So you have filled in the form. You are meant to send it and the relevant documents in the category description document and whatever associated supporting documents that you like to be part of to Ecowarriors at Ecotourism Kenya, and then you copy in membership at Ecotourism Kenya with ORG with the subject 2026 Ecowarrior Awards. So if you're a member, that is where really your work is done. For you is just to wait for the confirmation email from the Secretariat to inform you that we have received your application, we've received your document, and whether the links are working. Yes, and then if you're a non-member, you will first go to whatever you have sent, and then you can connect you with our finance officer who will now guide you on how to make a 3,000 shillings payment. Yes. So let's go to an application and see what it looks like. I'm seeing a comment from Levis. Hi, Mary and team. This is really great. I have our conservancies who are here interested to understand this better. Apparently, they didn't manage. Share contact. We can follow up with later for guidance. Thank you, Levis. We will clear that immediately. This is the website. ecotourismkenya.org/Ecowarrior Awards. Open to navigate. Here you can find the concepts, read more on the benefits. Here we have key dates that we have applying for you. Long list announcement will be made in August. The specific date we will advise as time goes by. Then the shortlist in September 2026 also will be advised. So this is where you will get the application. So for instance, I'm saying we opened community-led initiative. When you click your document, it opens on the side. This is where you download it. There's a download button on your right, the middle icon on your right. The form has three sections. This is section 1. You are meant to fill your application with your contact information. So you tell us this is a community-based enterprise. So they will fill in, give us a social media, let us know if you are members or not. And this is also a reminder, in the one involved, for them to provide their valid license or permits or any other statutory documents. Then section 2 is where we have now the questions, now the meat of the application, and that gives a small introduction to the category and then has questions that you can answer. So when you download this document, you are free to choose whether you can fill it in as a PDF if you work with PDFs, or you can open it with Word and then you can fill it as Word. When you right click, there's a pop-up that will appear. So you select open with, and then you scroll, move the cursor, you select choose app for you to see, you select the Word software that you can easily edit the document. Yes. What are you meant to fill in here? we're looking for words, but you're also that is guided with a maximum 500 words, maximum 300 words. But also you can include the links because that is where we are looking for the support. Ideally, we're not just checking for you to tell us the story or tell us how you're doing it, show us how you're doing it. So you can include, links, whether they are to photos, links to videos, links to newsletters or reports that you've had, links to maybe testimonial reports that you may have. Narrative alone is not sufficient. Yes, so you need to have those supporting documents or supporting features that you can either fill in this section 2, or you can create another document, whether it's a PPT, a PowerPoint, or another Word document, whether you can now put in pictures there, put in more links there, and then you label them well. So if you have another document for a supporting document for question 1, you name it question 1, so that we know that is supporting evidence for question 1. If it is supporting documents for 2B, you save it as that so that it is easy for the judge to know. This is supporting evidence to question 2A, supporting evidence to question 2. Yeah. And then here we have section 3 on behalf of the applicant. This can be done within the organization, either by the immediate supervisor or the top level management to confirm the content of the document. For the individual categories, because they are individuals who are not really working in an organization or company, so to say, this section 3 can be filled by either a recommender or a referee of their choice. Yes, their choice. And look at another document. Look at another document. We are here, we have the service technology company. So the same, these are section 1, they fill it in here, the name, the technology, the details. Are they members? Are they not? There's also a reminder to share copies of the relevant registration. Share the relevant registration documents. And then section 4 also now is where they'll be applying. Yes. So the questions are there guided by the word limit, and the words in italics are to guide the kind of evidence that you can give. It is not a must you give the specific. So for example, question 1, we're not saying it is a must. We're trying to edge you on what you can give. You can give links, you can give reports, you can give newsletters. Yeah, it is not exhaustive, hence the ETC. Whatever, because it is you who knows what you're responding to. So you're looking for what will support your words. The judges can't just believe you based on your word. So what is that supporting document or evidence you have to support what you said in question 1? Yeah. Yes. And then question 3 also, because it's a company, it can be signed with the within the company, either a supervisor or top management to affirm the contents of the document. Yes. And then now we can look at the checklist. So just again, you go to the website, you go through the awards categories document, the terms description, in case there are some you don't understand. And you read through what you're required to submit. And then you select your preferred category, subcategory that you will apply for. Go back to the website and download the relevant application form. And you can start filling it in. Preparing, you have about more than 2 months actually to fill it in. And then when you are done, you prepare your supporting documents, you send the application form to ecowarriors@ecotourismkenya.org and membership@ecotourismkenya.org with the subject Ecowarrior Awards application. You should receive a confirmation email either to tell you your submission is incomplete, this link is not working, or to tell you submission and everything is in order. If you're a member, you're not required to pay. If you're an older member, 2023, and then the older years, you will be required to pay the submission fee along with the non-members, which is 3,000 shillings. Yes, from there we will connect you with our finance officer to guide you. So your checklist, what are you looking for? So looking at your field application form, that you have actually filled it in, not just section 1 or just the third section. You're filling both all of the sections 1, 2, and 3. We will check for section 3 whether we have a sign or a stamp. And then we'll also check the requested documents that are stated in the category description document. We will check if you have labeled or you have sent in your supporting documents or evidence. Allow me to insist on this again. The field application form alone is not enough unless you have attached everything in there. All the photos are there, all the links are there. But sometimes your supporting document is a whole document that you have not put into in a link format. So you see that when you can't put it in a document in the application form, it has to come as a separate document. So just to know, your evaluation is not based on the narrative alone. We have to check your website. You have to check links, photos. Yeah, so it has to be more. And then we send email with attachment. This is you. I'm reading this as an applicant POV. Have I filled my application form? Has it been stamped and signed? Have I provided scans of the relevant documents outlined in my category description? Do I have supporting documents? Have I labeled them relevantly? Is easy to find? Have I sent the email with the attachments? Are the links opening? Yes. And then if you are a non-member or older member from 2023, you have made the payment, and then have you received a confirmation email from Ecotourism Kenya confirming the above? Yes. Yeah. So this is really for you to see that you, in this 2 months plus period, I have worked on number 1, I have worked on number 2, to make sure you're not missing out on any other step. Yes, I have talked a lot. I'm wondering whether there are any questions. Yes, questions, reactions. So Lewis. Yes, for guidance, maybe if you can assist me to give the number and email address to Levis on chat. Sarah is asking whether there's a limit to how many awards a company can submit. So for example, if you're an accommodation facility within a subcategory, if maybe so only one will be permitted to apply for one subcategory. For accommodations. So if we have We have accommodation interested in applying for the enhancing guest experiences subcategory. They can apply here, and as well as the other subcategories, as the accommodation category has 4 categories, it's 4 subcategories to choose from. They can apply. Yeah, if you a business or you have guides within your accommodation that want to apply in the individual's guide subcategory, they are also open to do so. And also important to note, so because if you have a guide and you're an Ecotourism Kenya member, so the guide can apply with your membership number. They don't need to become members afresh. They can use because they're applying, they are working at an Ecotourism Kenya facility or property, they can use the property's membership number to apply for the award. Yeah. You are fair. I am answered that. Hello? Yes, we have had the contacts given on the chat. Feel free to reach out for inquiries or confirmations or even follow-ups to your submissions. So if you submit an application this month and in June you realize, oh, question 2 actually has more, we can answer more, you are free to revise your application and make it afresh and then send it again. Provided you're not sending past the deadline, we will that is applicable. It is possible for you to do that. Yes, it's possible for you to do that. Yes, we have questions.
Hi, Mary.
Hello.
I just needed a clarification on the number of the submission that we need to make, because, like, for instance, for Florida, they have like several homes at different places. Can we submit for like the different facilities we have at different places? We also have conservancies that we can be able to apply for biodiversity and conservation.
I'm not sure I got that clearly. You're asking if a collection's various properties can apply in the same subcategory?
Yes, for accommodation. Like we have Florini and Botelli, we have Florini, Rhino River, all these series of facilities. Can we apply for each and every accommodation that we have, or is there a limit?
Yes. Just a moment. So for one subcategory, a maximum of 2 accommodation properties of the same collection can apply for the same subcategory. So if you have in collection, Raha collection has Tamaduni Lodge in the northern Kenya, and they have Raha Resort at the coast. Those 2 properties can apply in the same subcategory. Yes, we're limiting it at 2. Yes, because previously we've had collective or numerous feedback that from the judges especially, that we have to diversify who we actually having to compete together, to be from different collections or different management or ownership, not be in the same collection. Yeah. So a maximum of 2 can compete in the same subcategory.
All right, thank you.
Yes. I guess in line with that, we'll be also sharing the awards terms and conditions to properly guide you. Maybe you may not have the questions now and may wonder later. You can go through the terms and conditions that we'll share the link to later, as well as also reach out to us either on email or on call. Yes. We will also share a recording of this session for you to go through the one who will apply or with the teammates who are interested to know more about this. Yes. Or even those of us who have missed the session. Yes, I know a lot more registered, but unfortunately they have not been able to book it. Yes. Okay. How many of us here are first timers and are interested in applying for the award? First time in applying for the awards, I'm just interested. If you can raise your hand or say in the group. First time applying for the awards. Okay, I think all of us are from a bit, we're not newcomers. But yeah, yes, we had those some few changes in the process. So it's good that you joined, whether actually your first time or you're repeating. Oh, I'm seeing Lisa is saying it's first time for her. Welcome, Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. Yeah. You're free to share this within your networks. As you have seen, we have really tried to capture a lot of people in the or businesses in the value chain. So share with the green businesses that you work with the community-led initiatives that you work with, in the photographers whose work you admire. Share so that they can apply and be able to actually get a good number of submissions for review. Yes. All right. I think at this point I'll invite Sheila to say something.
Thank you, Mary. And also thank you, the participants, for joining us for this important session for Ecotourism Kenya, just for us to ensure that we are actually in line with what the award is addressing. And I'm happy for what Mary has already taken you, because she has been very detailed in some of the things that we actually need to put in place for you to have a successful application. And especially I want to emphasize on the part of the documentation, because this is the part where most of the facilities or where most of the applicants are missing out on this. So as much as we give our feedback on some of the things that we are doing, we also need to have a supporting documentation, and like to address some of the issues that we have been having during our previous application. So for each and every question, you need to attach a document that is relevant to that question, as well as a document for that specific organization. So probably I'll put emphasis on the accommodation facility, because that's when we have a special category, as well as mostly come as a collection. So probably as you apply, make sure that whatever attachment you are doing under specific or one of your properties, is the name is written, and also the name, probably even if it's a joint application, probably in terms of a project or whatever it is, make sure at least the name of that facility is in that, so that it can show that actually that facility participated in that specific project or whatever it is documentation that you're attaching. Otherwise, I really appreciate you for the interest in applying for this year Ecowarrior Award, and I'm looking forward to have all of you applying for these awards and a successful award ceremony, as well as seeing you being the winners for these for your specific category that you're going to apply. Thank you so much. Mary, over to you.
Thank you, Lynette. I believe we've covered everything. If you still have questions, please do reach out to us and we'll be able to address your concerns. Yes. Thank you so much for your time. We actually ended early, way early. Sorry about the delay in the at the beginning with the sound issues. But thank you for your patience and your interest in the awards. Wishing you all the best. And have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
You can stop recording, Peter.
If you drop out, I don't know who is the host currently. I think it's you.
Oh. Oh, am I just ending? Am I itajisave?
Itajisave tu kwa cloud.
Eh?
Itajisave tu kwa cloud.
Na feel kuna kitu ija the same 1 hour ama sale. Not the same.
It was good.
What?
Na background noise.
Will improve.
Ilikuwa poa.
I said Sheila aongee. Me, I didn't know Lynette was there. Alafu Lynette anaongea. Yeah, thank you, guys. Unajua na meeting imeisha.
Hi, is the recording still on?
I guess. Mapita inyonyeshe. Inanyonyesha. Oh. Oops.
Si nimeona